The human brain is divided into three major parts. Number one, the cerebrum. The cerebrum is the largest part of the human brain, and the cerebrum enables sensory perception and controls voluntary motor actions. Number two, the cerebellum. The cerebellum lies inferior to the cerebrum at the back of the head. It is mostly involved in coordination of motion and the motor activities. Number three, the brainstem. The brainstem is located at the base of the brain, and it continues with the spinal cord. It houses all nerve connection between the different parts of the nervous system, actually the central nervous system. The brainstem provides innervation for the head and neck via the cranial nerves. It also contains nuclei associated with important body functions such as regulation of blood pressure, respiration, swallowing, bladder control, and the control of sleep cycle, among others. So on top of the brainstem is another part of the brain which is sometimes classified as part of the brainstem, and is called the diencephalon. The diencephalon is divided into the thalamus and the hypothalamus. The thalamus, which serves as a gateway for relaying sensory signals originating throughout the body to the cerebral cortex. It is also involved in emotional and memory functions. Then the hypothalamus is the major control center of the autonomic nervous system and plays an essential role in homeostatic regulation. The hypothalamus is actually the link between the nervous system and the endocrine system, and it does this through the pituitary gland. It also contains nuclei involved in the regulation of body temperature, food and water intake, and also the control of the sleep-wake cycle. It is also involved in memory and emotional behavior. Now let's go back to the cerebrum. The cerebrum consists of two cerebral hemispheres, the left and right hemisphere. Now the left hemisphere controls the right half of the body, while the right hemisphere controls the left half of the body. The two hemispheres are separated by a deep groove called the longitudinal fissure. Each hemisphere has a number of folds called the gyri, and these gyres are separated by grooves called sulci. Now remember, there is a major landmark called the central sulcus. So the cerebrum has four major lobes: the frontal, the parietal, the temporal, and the occipital. Now the frontal, which is situated anterior to the central sulcus, is associated with voluntary motor functions such as planning, motivation, emotion, and social judgment. Then the parietal lobe, located posterior to the central sulcus, is the lobe mainly concerned with sensory functions of the somatosensory categories such as touch, stretch, movement, temperature, and pain. Number three, the temporal lobe. The temporal lobe separated from the frontal and the parietal lobe by the lateral sulcus. The temporal lobe is associated with hearing, learning, visual memory, and language. Then number four is the occipital lobe. The occipital lobe, located rear to the cerebrum, actually serves as the brain visual processing center. So in conclusion, the human brain is actually a sophisticated organ. It is vital for every aspect of life, and it is actually intricate and has diverse functions which enables humans to think, feel, move, and interact with the world. Understanding the brain's anatomy is actually very important, and if you are preparing for any exam, this is actually an overview of the functions of the parts of the brain. So I think you should read more on the brain in case you are asked more advanced questions. Until next time, thanks for watching. Bye.